What's up, people? I have a new friend on the show.
Hola.
Hold on. So, what did we just do, sir? New friend on the show.
What we did was we were extremely irresponsible with our finances, and Nick Lanza.
Oh wow.
He influenced me. If my mom watches this, he influenced me to.
It's
buy
totally my fault.
Mom, if you see my bank statement, just ignore it. At least it's not McDonald's.
Oh Lord.
She gets mad when I spend money at McDonald's. We just went. Nick just introduced me to the outlets here in Virginia, Leesburg, Virginia, and
place you go when you're not trying to save money.
And I went to many stores and left with a bag pretty much every store I went into. And it wasn't necessarily impulse things, because like they're all things that I had done research about and that I knew that I wanted. Yeah. I actually wanted them, but I just didn't expect to buy them all at one time. Nor did I expect to buy them today. So I did not wake up this morning thinking I'm gonna leave with a pair of high top white Converse, sound true Bose headphones, and a pair of Jordans, Poisons. I did not think that was gonna happen. Well, I did want them all though. So
especially the Jordans.
The J's, honestly, the J's were a gift from God, because I'm not gonna say it's a blessing, because blessings aren't things that can be stolen, taken away, or messed up. It was just
divine providence.
It was just, God just, you know, he knew that I wanted them, so like he made a way for me to get them. So we went into them. I was like, I bought Converse already. I bought headphones already.
We were on our way out of the mall,
and I was like, dude, let's just stop at the Nike outlet real quick. I just want to look, because I that's usually where I get my Nikes from. And so I was like, let's just look. I just want to see what they have. But I was like, Nick, I'm not gonna buy anything. I'm not gonna buy anything.
We get in there.
We have an appointment at 4. I was like, I'm not gonna buy anything. We walk in, the line's huge. I'm like, oh, see, look, the line's huge. It's not. You know, it's not happening. Even if some freak thing happened, like you know. Yeah, so we're like, oh, this is cool. I'm street chatting with the salesman guy. He's telling me about, you know, there's some shoes that I liked, or some running shoes. He's like, oh yeah, so we're talking about it. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna look at the basketball shoes. Like, okay, cool. And then I come out. He's like, yeah, I was just over there looking at the basketball shoes. There's a Jordan section. I was like, oh, there's a Jordan section. That's cool. So I went and looked. Mind you, I haven't had J's since probably like 8th grade.
I was about to say high school for me. But.
And but there's these, I think they're 11s, the Jordan 11s Poisons, and like I saw them online because I was chit-chatting with one of the boys from our youth group. I was like, yeah, man, these are pretty cool. Yep. So I looked up these shoes I saw online that I wanted. They're Jordans, and they don't make them anymore. And they were like, people were selling like used ones, like lightly used for like $200, $300.
Right, sir.
But I was like, man, I do not want them that bad. You know, I'm not like a shoe head or anything. So I was like, all right. Well, I go. They have the Poisons
for $150 something.
They were on sale. They were normally $190. They were $129. I almost pooped my pants.
We'll show you the video.
Pardon my language. Yeah, maybe he'll cut it in here somewhere.
We'll throw the video in after this part.
I was so pumped. So that's how I ended up with Jordan's Bose and amazingness. I wanted these shoes for a long time. I went online like a month ago. It's like $400, $300, $129 brand new.
Dude, check those out. They are mad fresh.
I don't even know I'm gonna get them.
So you're like, oh my crap myself, dude, this is nuts.
They're like so stuffed.
That's why you pull this stuffing out.
I kind of don't want to.
What would you do? Just put them on a shelf?
No, I mean, I'm gonna wear them. I'm gonna have to have Justin try to clean them.
Show me the ways. Teach me, master. This is a great intro for a car rant right now. We're shoe shopping. Even though we've already bought, what, 2 pairs of cons, 2 sets of headphones.
I'm just getting these so I can fit in with you.
Oh, is that what this is? File it under church expenses. Tax deferral. Pair of J's. Yeah, the day that works, I need to get on board with this. Dude, they look hot.
Those are dope.
Oh yes.
Alright, it's a go, bro.
It's good. It's done. Alright.
I wasn't gonna buy anything. Came here like me, I'm not buying anything. Look at.
We've already spent quite a
box and a Bose box
A Bose box by itself cost a pretty penny. Man, this is awesome though. You're like a kitty Christmas in here.
I'm ashamed of myself.
What for? Shoe love is shoe love, bro. That's how it is.
I just crease those up. See, I can get another pair.
Now you have to get them. Damage the goods. What's the rule? You break it, you bought it.
Oh darn.
Oh. I guess that the steak's gonna have to be like the cheaper steaks tonight, man.
So after that rather lengthy bit there, how did you get into cars? We'll just introduce you. This is Ishmael. He's the guy who helped me with the short Rant video. Well, just installing it, period.
How did I get into cars?
But how did you get into cars?
My dad, he owns a 81 Z28.
What are these? Sorry, I'm distracted very easily.
Z28 Camaro, and that's like his dream car, you know. And it's you know, dual carb, just lowered. He's got the door handles, mirrors shaved, and everything, just murdered out. So he has that. And then my grandfather, when he passed away, he left him a silver anniversary Stingray Corvette, which is T-tops, the whole deal, 350. So it's
American
nice.
sports
It's really
classic.
nice. So he's always, cars have always been around my life. But when I turned probably about 15 or 16, one of my friends from church, he was one of my, you know, he was older, but he was really into 240s and Nissan and 240SX, and he had one, and that's where I learned to drive stick-on, was his car. Well, come to find out, my uncle, he ended up buying that car from my friend, and had it for a year, and he like poured some money into it.
Nice.
And on my 16th birthday, he gave it to me. So obviously I got my license when I was 16. So in that one, like that couple month period before I got my license, I was just working on it. And so I just developed a love for the 240 and the Nissan, and then, you know, a lot of mechanics, simple mechanics is kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned, and I just like
cars.
mechanical things.
Yeah.
So, and then I like going fast. But I mean, if there's anybody watching this, get me in trouble. I don't speed. I just get to the speed limit quickly.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Mustagas.
Yeah.
Now, you lived in California.
Right.
What part of California?
I live in NorCal, the best part of California, San Francisco, to be specific.
Tell it.
San Francisco, yeah.
The best roads are out there, man.
Yeah.
Remember being in the Napa?
Out in the twisties.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Napa Valley is awesome driving territory.
Yes.
Having done that myself, not driven there, but being driven around in a V12 Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, that was fun.
Yep. That'll definitely make your insurance go up.
They literally told me later on that they had to go to the Mojave to make sure that their car would run properly.
Yeah.
It had to be run super hard so that the engine would stay together.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest things. Now, you told us how you got your car.
Right.
What have you done to your car?
My 91 Nissan 240, which, rest in peace, when I moved out here, I had to leave it behind.
Oh, gotcha.
But I have, it's a single cam, so it's the same motor that comes out of the Nissan hardbody of the same year. So it's pretty torquey. Most guys do the SR20 swap,
I have seen that.
which one is illegal in Cali, and two, it's just, I don't know, there's something special about naturally aspirated. But anyways, so I just did a lot of like build on the motor, just simple things. I did a short ram, but I was really focused on, before I, you know, did power, I wanted to make sure I could stop and steer. So a lot of guys like to dump tons of money into their engine, but they can't. I mean, they have drum brakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did a big brake kit all the way around with stainless steel braided lines, Goodrich. It was a J30 swap on my brakes all the way around, and I did just power slot rotors in the front with EBC green brake pads all the way around. Pretty good stuff for street and for track. And then I did Stance GTR plus coilovers, 10K in the back, 6K in the front. And then I had a ISR, or formerly known as ISIS, suspension arm kit. And then my buddy worked at a shop, Euro shop, so he did all my alignment and all my corner balancing on all my tires. And then I just had some good all-season tires on it. And I did some pillar bar stuff in the front and the back, and just stereo, because you gotta have music. So yeah, it was a blast. So that car, I mean, I haven't driven tons and tons of things, but I have driven enough to say I love the way my car handles.
Now, what are you driving? Now that you're out here in Virginia,
Yeah.
what are you driving now?
I'm driving a 1991 Mazda Miata.
Good old MX-5. Which has
the
continuously
MX-5.
destroyed me.
Yeah, well, I mean, one, it's a 5-speed. Two, it's
Yeah.
not a Civic, so.
Oh, snap. See, Honda hate right here.
I don't hate Hondas. I just, I know the focus audience is grandmas, so.
Oh, is that what this is?
No, driving, it's a little red convertible. There's nothing done to it at all.
Even then, though.
But yeah, it's just peppy. It's light, and it's an underpowered car, but it was designed to be a sports car. It's a 2-seater.
Yeah.
It's really light, so it makes it really, really fun. And I just have a good time in it.
But it's kind of funny watching you go past me on the highway because you have this little tiny
Yeah,
cabin.
I totally rice her
And
past
he's
him.
like,
Yeah, I rice her past him like all the time. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it helps when you have the same amount of horsepower, if not just a tad more, but you weigh a whole lot less than I do.
yeah,
What was it, 300-400 pounds was the difference?
it's significant.
Yeah. But
But
eventually,
it's a fun car.
eventually.
I don't know. It needs tires, so I'm probably gonna end up. It's got a 14 on it. 14s on it. I think I'm gonna go up to 15.9 with like a all-season tire,
There you go.
and that'll fill the gap a little bit. And it's gonna have a wider footprint on the road. Probably gonna end up doing XXRs, 002s, which are just Sport Maxes. They're a cheap wheel, but I don't know. A lot of people don't realize it, but that wheel's really, really light.
Yeah.
So it
I mean, I
it's not like a high performance wheel or anything. I wouldn't put like 400 horsepower through them or anything.
Oh, geez, no.
But the amount of power I'm putting out now, just the weight of them, it's gonna definitely be significant, especially with a bigger footprint on the road with the wider rim. So, and I won't have to tuck or
Do any
pull
of that.
my wheel wells or anything. So that's gonna be nice.
I mean, you have 116 horsepower in an MX-5 from that year.
Right.
Having nice big old tires that are light and still grab, all that torque won't be wasted. Speaking of tires, the heck was that? Remember the movie The Killer Tire? What was it called? Was it like Bobby the Killer Tire, something like that?
I never seen it.
It was one of those ridiculous, like 50s-esque horror movies. And basically there was a tire that was live. And it just rolled around, killing people, just running them over. It was one of those ridiculous, like, you have to be high to watch this.
Like an awkward movie.
Among many
I wonder
other
what
things.
brand the tire was. Probably,
Bridgestone.
probably a Yokohama or
Or,
something.
yeah, something ridiculous. So, but I have general TAs on this. I would like to get something that's a little bit wider, but we'll see. Maybe a tutorial in the future. That'd be nice. Do a tutorial for the MX-5. You think you would actually be willing to do that? I know there's one mod we definitely need to do for your car.
Fix my mirror.
He's got this little mirror that's like gimpy and just sitting like
I was
this.
giving somebody a ride and they adjusted it for me with a lot of passion.
Oh, is that what that
And
was? A lot of passion indeed.
they broke my mirror. So I'm seeing it as a golden opportunity to just get like aftermarket mirrors.
So what would you put on there?
They make those like adjustable, like almost like the GT style racing mirror, with just like the neck and then like the carbon fiber mirror. I'm not about carbon fiber or anything, but if I'm gonna change it out, I might as well just buy a new part for it. I mean, buy a new instead of like pick and pull or like junkyard, sorry,
Yeah.
and change it out. I don't know. I mean, there's not too many options for aftermarket mirrors out there, so
Well, that, especially for cars of that year.
yeah. So it'll make it kind of special, I guess, or different. Since I've gotten a Miata, it's funny how like when you have a car, you know someone who has a car,
Yeah.
like you notice them on the road more often,
Oh yeah.
just because you're aware of it. Not that there's sorry, all of a sudden
Miatas.
more, but there's actually a good amount of Miatas in this area where I live.
Yeah, Loudoun
So
County. A lot of sport.
they're
cars.
usually like guys in midlife crisis who like,
So what are you trying to say?
or like some kid in high school. But I'm gonna say this: every single Miata I've seen is way nicer than mine.
Yeah.
So
Well, you got yours in a whole other state.
I got mine in Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it was like 3 hours away.
Was it like a barn find kind of thing, or was it
No,
actually like
a guy. It was a guy who like used it to commute, which I don't know why, because it's not that great on gas. Like
No.
it's good on gas in comparison to like something that's not good on gas, but
It's, let's put it this way, it's not as good on gas as like a Honda Civic.
and it's got a small tank. That's
Yeah.
the thing. So I mean,
So not only are you putting a lot of gas into the car because it drinks a lot. You're putting a lot of gas in the car because there's not a lot of gas to put in the car to begin with.
Right. So, but he used to commute to Baltimore because he's like an engineer, civil engineer or something. So, it wasn't like abused or anything.
Oh yeah.
Because it was adult owned, but it still like got like a gajillion miles on it. But I took it around the block and it ran strong, and I'm not planning on having the car for very long, so I was cool with. I got into the car cheap, so I was like, hey, you know what?
How much did you spend?
No, more than that. I spent like 13. Yeah, but it's
I spent on this.
It stunk because I had to bring it and make it Virginia legal. So like Virginia does this thing that we don't have in California, which was a safety inspection. Yeah,
I think I don't know if I've ranted on these videos, not that whole subject with these videos yet, but we'll get there. We'll do another rant on that another day. But yeah, so you had to make it past safety.
Yeah, that hurt. That was like a kick in the midsection, in the words of Andy Mineo. Because
when we listen to a lot of it.
Because I didn't know, like I didn't expect. I thought I was just gonna go smog, which we have in California, which is way more strict than here.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys have a whole nother added, not you guys, but we have a whole nother added test. So, and it's dumb stuff, and there was all this problem with one of like the airbag light and just drama.
Oh, I had my airbag problems. We'll get into that in another video.
Yeah.
Since we're coming up on our destination, we'll end this car rant. Thanks for watching, guys, and again, this is Ishmael Bruno. He will help us out.
It's been a pleasure talking to your face.
With that said, signing off. God bless you guys. We'll see you next time. There we go.
Still recording.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
My callous fingers.
No!